All right, I love OpenRouter. I use it constantly to look at models to see which ones I can easily test, and then I'll decide if I actually want to bring them in and start running them locally. But I ran across this Google Gemini Pro 2.0 experimental, and I saw that it's already at 3.95 billion tokens, currently free, and it has a 2 million context window. And it does claim that it'll be heavily rate limited. So we'll have to see how that ends up working. So I'm very interested in trying this model out. But there is also the recent release of Google Gemini Flash 2.0, 1 million context, 10 cents per million input tokens, 40 cents per million output tokens. Number two in programming for a new model? Unbelievable, to be honest. It actually claims a significantly faster time to first token compared to 1.5. And to be honest, I did use 1.5 a decent amount, and I never was super overly impressed with it from a coding perspective, but I do want to maybe go back and revisit that if I find that 2.0 is very good, because I'll show you why in just a second here. This model has not been out very long, and if you look at the apps that are actually using it the most, Brew Code, 1.81 billion tokens. That is just this week. So this seems to be heavily, heavily used for coding. And if we look at it in the 2.0 Flash, you can see pretty much equal usage between Klein and root code here. So definitely very coding heavy. But let me show you this. They have this model ranking. If you go to the LLM rankings and do programming, and I'm viewing the week, what I was surprised about is the Gemini Flash 1.5, number two. That blew my mind, actually. It makes me question, like, did I judge this model wrong? Has it been updated? Has it changed? Look at this growth. That seems absolutely astounding. And then for a new model to make number four on the list, also amazing. And that is surpassing GPT-4o, DeepSeek R1, DeepSeek V3, some of the other Claude 3.5 Sonnet ones. Now, to be fair, I think most people probably use GPT through OpenAI's API directly, but these two actually surprised me quite a bit. I actually really thought I was going to come here and see V3 being the number two, especially because if you look in here, the providers have actually been added. So you're getting some decent providers with a decent throughput on that. So what I want to do today is I want to basically test out Google Gemini Flash 2.0, which is the new model, and let's see the current state of Google Gemini Pro 2.0 experimental. And we're going to go ahead and jump into the model competition. We have my maze solver with breadth first search visualization. This one is hopefully a fairly simple one for these models, but the Flash model, I'm really interested in what it can do because it is just a smaller model than the big boy Gemini Pro model. So if you don't know what a breadth first search is, it kind of starts at the beginning of the path and kind of like works its way out, and then it finds the goal, and then ultimately that will trace back the path route it came to give you kind of the path to get there. It's a pathfinding algorithm. Let's go ahead and grab the Gemini Flash 2.0 and let's see how that performs. Okay, so I have the code in here now, and we're going to go ahead and run it. And that looks absolutely perfect. It's a very simple grid, but it did an amazing job at that. And it did it in 120 lines of code. Super, super cool on that one. Let's go over and grab the pro version. And let's hit the refresh button, which would have made it, which we do not want to do, especially if we're going to be highly throttled. All right, I am going to run the pro version now. And we got a grid. It looks like garbage. Hey, is it doing it that way? So the start, I don't even understand what this is trying to render here. I'm so surprised that this failed. Okay, so I did a little tinkering with the code, and I don't know how we want to count this. I'm just be totally honest with you. Because it's trying to put a button in there, which we cannot find. But so I'm just going to go ahead and call the solve maze function like the button was hit, and I'm not going to worry about making that button work. And what the result is actually really good. Like check it out. Like it's actually finding all the paths, highlighting it perfectly. So this is way better than I anticipated. And check this out. It actually now has the buttons. What? So it's just like the initialization of it was broken. Again, not perfect, but a more complex maze, finding the path great. I'll let you guys kind of be the judge if you think that me having to add a line of code to this makes that much of a difference, but kind of cool to be honest with you. And a lot more code. You can kind of see a significant amount of code there. Okay, so let's take a look here. Man, this looks like a ton of code that both of these made too. Now, this is the A-star search algorithm. Again, this is a pathfinding algorithm. You are not familiar with this. This is a algorithm that was very, very popular in game development, and one that I actually wrote quite a bunch back in the day. Okay, so this is the Gemini 2.0 Flash version, and let's take a look if we get anything at all. Whoa, what is this? We got like an animation to say? That's cool. That's incredible job. Absolutely incredible. Look how much I actually got from the pro version over here on the right. So let's go ahead and put this in. What is going on now? Hello from Pi Game. Holy smokes, is it like randomly generating that? See, like it doesn't seem to do a good job like starting off. I think it is randomly generating it. It has to be because I don't see a grid definition. Yeah, that looks totally different. Oh, if you push the space bar, I bet you if I read the directions, it would have kind of told me that. So we're gonna run it again, and we're gonna hit the space bar. Yeah, it's just the maze generation is really bad here. I bet you this would work if we got a good maze. It just yeah, it gets broken there. Kind of unimpressed with the Google Gemini Pro. I mean, it is I think making a more complex one, but it honestly it's not been as consistent in my mind. It's kind of weird. All right, we're gonna do the Sudoku solver with the interactive UI. If you're not familiar with this, it's kind of a fun game. I used to play it quite a bit. And the idea when I first wrote this was like, can you actually give it a partial board and have it solve it? But I do like some of the takes that the AI actually uses on making this out even better or not. Okay, so yeah, so it gave me a partial board. Can I type in? Yep, I can type in. So if I hit 4 there, it's whoa, what? I have never had one do this. It's like doing all the permutations visually for us, so we can see how it's actually being solved. Is this causing a problem because I put that 4 in there? Like if I put this in there again, and it solve, I don't get the same thing. It's literally trying every permutation. Is there what kind of time is it? Yeah, it's adding a very small time. It's for the visualization piece. I've never had one do that. And I've tested this probably 30 times. Pretty cool, honestly. I love that it added that little twist in there. I'm gonna just go ahead and let this run while I go grab the other code and see if it actually completes. Here we're gonna grab the Google Gemini Pro experimental one. Take a look at a lot more code, a lot more description here. Be fair though, I've actually not really sure what to expect. Is it gonna work out the gate, or are we gonna just get something weird here? So this one is still going. I'm just gonna go ahead and stop it. All right, let's run it and see what happens. Okay, so this gave me a purely blank board. I'm gonna be totally honest with you. When I originally made this, this is what I was trying to get to. You know, like say you're working on the game and you've got like 3, 2, 7, 6 or whatever, and you got 4, 1, and you're like, I want to solve some of this. Boom, solved. And it looks right just at glance here. You know, you're seeing ones on every column. Incorrect there. Didn't give me the partial board. I think that's totally fine. I think that was just that's a good solution. I think both of them did a great job. Still very impressed that the Google Flash version tried to animate that for me. You could actually see it. Okay, so now on to our next question. One of my favorites, the Connect 4 game with AI. Again, if you guys have been following along with these challenges, we haven't got any to actually play it properly. We had one that was close, but it crashed, and I was super sad about that. So let's go ahead and pop this in. 270 lines of code, and we're going to go ahead and load up question 4 here. Please. Oh no. This is just like one of the most common issues I run into where it actually fails because of some out of indexing. Dang it. Okay. It did load up a grid for a little bit. Let's go ahead and take a look and make sure I didn't like miss some bit of code. Isn't it cool the way I've got this like formatted now so it's just I can copy that code directly in there? Anyway, sorry. Kind of excited about that. So a lot more code. We've got 309 lines this time. Go ahead and run M2. Wait, so the AI placed that? Oh, Pro has made the very first version of this work. It did block me. I put one there because then I can try to work at this angle here. If I put it here, I don't want him to put there. Gotta be a little careful. Like block me there. I can't put it here, he'll win. I need him to put it there. He's gonna win this, yep. Holy crap. Okay. Well, that is a huge win for Gemini Pro 2. I I am impressed with that. I've not been totally impressed with some of the other things it did, But honestly, that's the first model that's actually made a working version of that in its first shot. I'm so excited to see what it does for the pool game. Oh my god. Okay, we're gonna start with the small one first, just so we don't ruin, get disappointed by this model if the pro version does it. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna do question 5. Okay, so we have 3 balls. So I hit space. Oh, okay, see how the controls work. So I point it in the direction. I hit space to power it up. I can just power it up pretty good. Let me see how the collision worked again. Not good ball collision at all. Let me see if I can actually go into the pockets. I have to do it this way. Not a stick. I don't know if I can actually get in the pocket. I may have went too hard. Could try one more time. And hit restart. Okay, I'm actually fairly impressed with this. And I've actually earned a -5 score. Dude, you could take this and iterate on that and make this actually a pretty cool game. So let's go back here. We're going to grab the pro version. Oh my god, I am so excited for what this has done. It got all the balls. They're the wrong color, but it has the numbers on them. It even has the 8 ball in the wrong spot. The pull board looks worse than I think the Flash version. The control. Oh, wait, okay. What? The ball collision's amazing. The physics are weird on the cue ball. It's like way too fast. Like, look at that. The ball collision's freaking amazing. Okay, pro might win me over here now. Holy moly. Yeah, you just need to. They're going in the hole perfectly. That is the best pool game that any model has made in one shot. Claude, all of them. Beating it. Wow, okay. This is one that I do want to replace, and I mentioned this in the last video, but the snake game here, it's just such a common one that it seems like every model actually just gets this right. So I do want to replace it. I like the way this one looks. It's looking good. See if I can pick up food properly. Yep. Feed feels great. Food's way up there. Oh man. Look at this. Pretty nice. Okay. We'll call that good. These have actually become like super easy for models. Let's, out of curiosity, did we get more functionality? We did get more functionality. Or more line to code rather. So spacebar. I don't know what the spacebar would do here, but it looks like maybe pause the game. We're gonna try pushing that when I get in there. Just to see. Alright, we're gonna do underscore into. Oh wait, I already start with a bigger snake. And I can go. There are 2 ways that I've seen this game work, where you hit the edge and you die, or you go through. I actually don't have a preference one way or another. I found that most of them make it where you die when you go through the screen, but or hit the edge of the screen. But actually, this is fine. I'm gonna hit spacebar. Didn't seem to do anything. Hit myself. I died. Maybe this is it. Space to restart. Yeah. Again, these models have gotten pretty simple. Or I mean, this question's got pretty simple for a lot of models, so we're gonna just move on from there. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to see what it does for this top-down shooter game. Not a whole lot more code. So this is going to be interesting. I was actually expecting a lot more code from the pro version here. We're gonna go to question 7. Oh, I can shoot. No. Did this green thing a power up? I don't know what it did. Maybe it's health. Gave me points when I did it. Oh, there's the yellow thing. I got level 2. Oh, I can pick up these things? No, I can't. I did something. This is amazing. So far, this is the best version I've gotten a model to create. I have not tested this one on Claude yet. Um, but compared to like DeepSeek V3 and some of the smaller models I've tested, this is absolutely phenomenal. I could actually keep playing this. This is great. Imagine like you just pop some good art in here, iterate on this, you got yourself a game. That's a bug where it actually went in there. Let me see if I can die. I'll let it kill me. What did that do? Okay. Amazing. Oh my god, that's so good. That Flash version's so good. I might actually have to try that in production code. Okay, so let's see if the Pro version can beat out the Flash version. Alright, I'm moving. Not sure how to. Oh, I only shoot one direction. Power. What is that? Oh, Okay. But I can hold down the space bar. I really like that. First I have to click every one. So this is like almost, I don't even know how to explain it. I think it made me faster, a lot faster actually. It's like a speed power up. I don't have health. What's gonna do this? Does it make it fire faster? Oh, oh my god, that's freaking amazing. It timed out. She even got timed in there. Look at that speed. Oh my god. I just can't. When I was in 11th grade coding, these are the types of games that I made in my chemistry class all the time because chemistry was so boring to me. And I'd sit there and I'd make these top-down shooters, and I would have been ecstatic. I wasn't good at coding at the time, so don't make fun of me. But I was like reading books. The internet wasn't around a whole lot at that point, and there wasn't like Stack Overflow and stuff. I'd read books on how to code, and I'd make the worst code you could imagine with like go-to statements and everything back and forth. And I'm blown away. Like I don't even know what to say. That was just so good. All right, we're going to go back to the neural network for XOR problem with visualization. Basically, just going to train a neural network. You should see some iterations where it's actually doing some training. Hopefully, we see a good couple graphs that actually are correct. This one's hit or miss with a lot of models, to be honest. Uh, Only a few have actually got the graphing correctly, but the pro version may surprise us here. This one, the training loss, kind of interesting. Yeah, so this is unfortunate. This should actually look a little bit more um, with sort of a, I'd say, kind of like a non-linear approach to it. And this is too much of a linear graph. So this graph's incorrect. I mean, this one appears right because you can kind of see here the loss changing. I love that it included that properly like it's supposed to. All right, so we're going to jump over to the pro version. I think a lot of times the smaller models do a better job than the big models. I haven't figured out exactly why that's the case yet, but we're just going to see what the pro version does here and see if it makes any difference at all. So we only got training loss. Oh, no, there we go. There's the decision boundary. Yeah, pretty similar. Just to kind of showcase it a little bit more, what I would have expected is a bit more something like this. So it would be like that, like that, like that. And of course, between here, it's a little bit gritty. I'm not that good at drawing this, but this one also ended up having a weird decision boundary. I haven't fully understood why some models do it this way and some models do it correctly. Unfortunately, great job training. Did a great job actually training the neural network here. We've got the loss down to a really small value, which is great. But it just didn't actually get that one correct. Or at least the diagram that I was looking for there. Let's go to question 9. So this is a cool one. No model has got this working yet. But so one of the first neural networks I actually trained was a handwriting one for numbers. So the idea here is like, can we actually write a single application that I can actually use to draw numbers to actually train it? I have to play around with this prompt a little bit more because, again, I haven't got a model to actually succeed with this yet. But we'll see. We'll see what happens here. This is the smaller model, the Gemini Flash version here. Okay. Oh, trained. Draw. Predict. It predicts 2. It can't see what I'm drawing, but let me try drawing 4. It's always predicting 2. It's a train. What I need to do here to train. I was thinking it. This is honestly, it's not working. But this is the type of application I was actually thinking about when I wanted to do this. It's like it would have a train section where it would tell me to draw the number 2, and I'd go 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, and it would like learn from it. Um, Very, very interesting. Unfortunate it failed ultimately. I don't know what's holding me up here, but it's not actually letting me exit the application, so that's also not great. I might have to kill that manually. Anyway, let's grab the big boy one. Let's see how much more code we have in the big boy. About the same, actually slightly less. If you looked up here at the top, they kind of start at the same spot. So I don't know what this is going to mean. All right, we're going to run the Gemini Pro experimental version. And let's see what ends up happening here. Looks great. How do I... Oh, predict, fix, clear, train. No. All right. I think I might have to work on the prompt. I'm gonna be honest with you though. This is the best version that I've gotten so far. I'm not sure what this training error is. It's probably looking for some code somewhere because it's saying 404 not found. I bet, and that would mean that it's like calling some sort of API or something. So if we take a look at the code here, I'm just so curious what it's actually doing. So we're gonna go into this function train network. It's going to load a subset. Yeah, look at this. It's actually trying to retrieve some training data here. Incredible. I think I need to work on the prompt a little bit to make it. Maybe I can actually find some real training data to give it so it knows how to pull that in. I was hoping I could actually train it here. I'd say 2, it would, like, tell me 2, and then I would do it. But I think everything's just gonna be a 3 or a 6 for this one. Like, the other one, everything was a 2. Yeah. Okay. Pretty cool. I'm actually able to exit that one without having to kill it hard, which is nice. Final question. This is one that no model has got right for me yet either, for what I was expecting. What I would like to see is with using traditional shapes, I'd like to see like a city block, understanding how traffic patterns work. This is a very complex problem. I do not expect either one of these to get it right, but there is a decent amount of code in both of these, the Pro version especially. Let's go ahead and start with the little one, the Gemini Flash one. Let's see what happens here. I'm gonna. Oh wow! Oh, what? I wish I could understand what it's doing a little bit more. I'm not seeing lights changing. Wait, I'm seeing like a red here, but then it moved, so it like stopped here. I'm assuming these are the lights. See, we got a blue guy stopped here, and is it gonna just take off again? It did. I'm not gonna lie, like I don't exactly know if this is working, but it's kind of cool. This is by far the best one that's like got the most stuff going on. A lot of the other ones were kind of like jank, to be honest. I wish I could make heads or tails of what it's doing. If any of you guys can, like, look at this and tell me like what you think this traffic simulation is doing. Like, why are these red dots stopping here? This yellow one stopping here, and then they're just gonna start going again. Or maybe it's just going so fast. It's like, is that the red light? No, look here, the car stops here. I saw it move down there that time. Anyway, I don't know. That's mesmerizing. So I can sit and look at that for way too long. I don't want to take up too much more time here. Let's go ahead and jump in and do the pro version. And I don't know. I've got incredible hope seeing. Okay, what is going on here? Why is it flickering so bad? All right, so I want to try to like. Wait, why is it moving? It moves with my mouse. But why is it doing that? I don't like that. Oh, am I like scrolling through an entire city? The purple one. Uh, Look, the lights are green. See the green squares? The green, red, red. Awesome. Maybe you guys can make heads or tails of what this thing's doing too, but they're getting closer to actually being able to do some sort of simulation. I have a feeling like if this rendered properly, it might actually be right because I'm watching them move, and I see when they're red, they're actually not actually moving. When they're green, they are moving. So here we've got a yellow there on red, yellow there on red. You can't really see it, but because if I move my mouse, it'll move. But if you watch like one of the dots in between the flashes, just amazing to me. The one that I think I'm the most impressed with, the I don't know, there were quite a few. I was very disappointed, honestly, with the pro version in the first 2 questions, and then it just like destroyed. But not only that, the Flash version was crazy good. I don't even know how to process this, to be honest. All right, I'm so curious what you guys think about how this model has performed. Some of the best I've seen in a long time running through this test suite. It makes me think that tomorrow, when I start coding, I'm actually going to hook up Gemini Pro experimental, and I'm going to hook up the Flash 2.0 into my Brew code, and I'm going to see what it can do. Like, does it actually work well in there? Maybe I'll report back on that if it's something interesting to share. Anyway, hopefully these steps have been helpful for you. If you've used these models a lot, I'd love to know what you think below. There's so much to kind of test and kind of understand in this world of AI that it's hard for me to get through all of it. So looking at that feedback from you guys too, it's also super helpful. Anyway, if you made it this far, I appreciate you all. Until next time, peace out.